Little one. Happy birthday. You're 3 years old today, Zorro. Happy birthday. Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome once again to stately Vaughan Manor, where Roger and I have returned. We have taken a break from Zorro's birthday festivities just long enough to make this very exciting video where we will be talking about something that is frequently talked about here on BookTube, and that is the DNF. Did not finish. When you do not finish a book, that is a DNF. And different booktubers seem to have different ideas about not finishing books. Some are strongly against it, very much opposed, but most people are like, this book sucks, I'm going to put it down. And I've had a peculiar relationship with the DNF, and I've decided to change my official policy on the DNF. So I have pretty much all my life had a policy when it comes to not finishing books, and that policy is I will finish the book, even if it's terrible, even if it's a god-awful, horrible book. If I start it, I will finish it. I do not DNF books. At least it's been that way so far. And I rethought this. I saw part of a live stream that Steve Donoghue did on his channel today, which when this goes up will have been yesterday. But I saw part of a live stream of Steve's. I didn't watch the whole thing because his live stream, he's probably still talking. But I saw part of it. And the part that I saw, Steve was discussing DNFs and how some people are morally against DNFing and how silly that is. And I have to agree. The reason I don't DNF books is not because I think it's wrong somehow or that it's a bad thing to not finish books that you start. It's more like a peculiarity in my brain. It's kind of like an OCD kind of thing, which I have a lot of that sort of thing when it comes to reading books. When it comes to reading books, I have to start at the beginning and read every single word of the book. I have to read every single word, every single page from the beginning to the end, except for like an appendix or something. I'm not that crazy, but I'm close to it. I have to read every single word. And if it's an anthology, I will have to read every single story in order, even if I've read the stories before or if some of the stories suck. I will read every single one. Otherwise, I haven't read the book, And that is true about a DNF. If you don't read the whole book, then you really haven't read the book, and you can't claim to have read the book. You certainly can't claim to honestly review a book that you haven't finished. That's for sure. But the only reason I have this kind of DNF thing is because there's something in my brain that just will not allow me to not finish a book that I start. And I tried. The last time I tried to DNF a book, it was The Sound and the Fury by Faulkner, which is a book I hate. And I know a lot of people love that book. It's a masterpiece. It's an acknowledged masterpiece. I get it. I understand. I hated reading it. I hated The Sound and the Fury. I hated every page. It was torture. And because it was torture, sensibly, I said, you know what? Maybe I will not finish this and read something else. But it's like my brain started smoking or something. It's like, no, you gave up. You gave up on, and I had to finish it. I couldn't let the book conquer me, I couldn't be defeated by The Sound and the Fury. I had to finish the whole thing and read it. And this is the way I've been. I've actually finished, I read and finished Battlefield Earth by L. Ron Hubbard, which is a terrible book. And it's incredibly long. I mean, it just goes on and on forever, just being terrible. And it just keeps being terrible and more terrible. And it just goes on and on. And it was agony reading Battlefield Earth. But I couldn't give it up. I couldn't stop reading it. You know, I had to read all 50,000 pages or whatever the hell it was. It was enormous, and any sensible human being would have DNF'd that book. But I didn't. I just kept reading it, and thus many hours of my life were wasted reading crap. And I've realized all this time that this is a bad policy. But because of my brain, I've been unable to change it. Well, now I'm going to change it because I recognize that my non-DNF policy has nothing to do with logic or reason or anything like that. It's just weirdness in my head. And so I'm going to change it. The truth is, there aren't many books that I start that I want to DNF. Books that I'm reading now are really good. I'm reading In a Glass Darkly by Sheridan Le Fanu, and it's fantastic. I really like that book. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to go back to Varney the Vampire, which is another enormous book, which could legitimately be called a trashy book. It's not the best. It's no masterpiece of literature, but I love it. And that's definitely not a book I'm going to DNF. Definitely have to read the whole of Varney because it's so great. But doubtless, there's going to be a time when I come across a book that just is terrible. Like, I could fairly recently, I reread the Ulsprag de Camp and Lynn Carter pastiches of Conan, and a lot of those were just, there were a couple of those which were just awful. And I certainly could have put those down after about 20 pages and I would have lost nothing. You know, I would have just gained some time in my life that could have been better spent with better books, but I didn't. I read the whole series, even as bad as it got. Just stick to the Robert E. Howard stuff, you know. But, you know, that was an instance. You know, Conan of the Isles, there's no reason to finish that book. It's a terrible book. So I could have DNF'd that. And doubtless there will be a time again, sometime in the future, where I will come across a terrible book. And this time, I'm not going to let my screwy brain stop me from DNFing. I will DNF the book if it's that bad. I will put it down. I will DNF it, even if it kills me. I will, because you know someday it's got to happen, right? Someday I'm going to read a book that bad that I will DNF it. So we will see. We will see how that goes. And of course, I'm on the 500 book challenge where I have to read 500 books that I own before I'll buy any new ones. And so if I DNF a book, it won't count because I haven't read the book. I know some people that do the Read What You Own challenge, if they DNF a book, they'll still count it. To me, that seems like I don't understand that. You didn't read the book. You didn't finish it. If you didn't finish it, you didn't read it. So you didn't read what you owned because what you owned was crap. So everybody has their own rules for that sort of thing, and that's fine. But for me, for that challenge, yeah, I will have to finish the book for it to count, you know. But anyway, those are my thoughts. I don't know why anybody would really be interested, but, you know, it's just me basically talking to my phone. Anyway, guys, I will catch you next time. I probably will be late on my weekend reading report, looking at how things are going to go the next few days. I probably will not be able to make another video till Monday, probably. So if I don't see you sooner, I will see you Monday, where I will have a late reading report. Okay, guys, I will catch you next time.